So it looks like Xbox has built an Unreal Engine 5 super team to help other Xbox game studios developers to build their games using Unreal Engine 5 and to take better advantage of it. Let's look into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I would like to talk about Unreal Engine 5, Xbox Game Studios and next generation games. So most of you probably know that Unreal Engine 5 is one of the most advanced next generation game engines right now. Funny enough, this game engine is also being used for movies, for CGIs and special effects and that kind of stuff. It's actually that advanced. But obviously we are most interested in what it can do like with games, and as you can see, this is a Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo, running on consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and it looks just fantastic. And who knows, like maybe in few years games will look similar as well. And looking at Hellblade 2, for example, I think it's actually more than possible, really. But anyway, what I really want to talk about is the fact that Xbox Game Studios, or like number of developers there, is using Unreal Engine 5 for their games too. Coalition, obviously, they are the masters of Unreal Engine overall, previous ones, and Unreal Engine 5 too. I think they even helped develop at least some parts of that engine, or at least optimize it for consoles and that kind of stuff. So they know that stuff well. But on top of that, there's other developers using that too, like for example Ninja Theory or Obsidian, and a couple of other titles going to be using Unreal Engine 5 too, like Compulsion Games is using Unreal Engine 5 too. Now, like, the point is that a lot of Xbox Game Studios is using that game engine, so it makes sense to kind of create a sort of a team, dedicated team that knows how Unreal Engine 5 works, to help basically optimize these games better for Xbox, or also PC, really, because it's not only about Xbox. But obviously the expertise building games for Xbox will come in handy too, that's for sure. And basically what Xbox did, or I presume that was an Xbox department decision, to take out a couple of these guys from Coalition, and to build that team, and to kind of make them kind of like a trainers, right? Like they are literally just helping other developers to learn that game engine better, to take a better advantage of it, right? So that's great news, and I think that's it's very needed, because like especially with very early Unreal Engine 5 games, we've seen a ton of unoptimized games. And obviously the fact that early in this generation they were using still like the early versions of Unreal Engine 5, which were not perfect. Unreal Engine 4 is the latest iteration, actually brought even more optimizations for the console's performance. After Unreal Engine 5.3 apparently did improve performance on consoles big time too. So it's actually known quite well that Unreal Engine, at least very early versions of it, had some multi-threading kind of not necessarily issues, but I guess deficiencies, I guess, right? They were not using the multi-core CPUs to their best capability, I guess. So, you know, luckily, the more they spend developing for the engine, and you know, the more data they will get from developers. Developers usually share, you know, number of things with Epic, who makes the engine too, and you know, some of these optimizations actually end up on like in the newer versions, right? So I'm very curious of like these Unreal Engine 5 games. Now, obviously, Hellblade 2 is actually one of the best looking games out there. It's going to be locked to 30 frames per second, but that's mainly due to the fact that they are using ray tracing apparently for many things, nanite and everything. So it's going to be, it's not, I don't think that the game is going to be CPU limited. It's just the fact that it would be rather difficult to run that game at 60 frames per second at full fidelity, right? And maybe they just don't want to cut corners when it comes to graphics. Who knows, right? So listen, at the end of the day, this is the decision they've made. Obviously, the Xbox is not the a console that is capable of running ray tracing at 60 frames per second. Maybe PlayStation 5 Pro will be able to do that, right? But that's when it comes to PlayStation games. So we'll see how that goes. But generally speaking, it's actually good to see that Microsoft is actually did gather these people with knowledge and expertise, and they know how things work. And I don't think they are there to show them around, because there's actually quite a lot of expertise in that. I think it's more about advising them how to optimize better, what kind of technologies, techniques to use for better results and that kind of stuff. Because if you look at Gears, and Coalition is responsible for Gears on Xbox and PC, these games were always greatly optimized. Even Gears 5 on Xbox One X is 60 frames per second, right? Great graphics, dynamic 1440p really, but still. So I'm very curious of like Gears 6 too. I'm really looking forward to, and apparently there's going to be some news, Gears 6 news this year too. So I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, look at that demo. Like, this is literally like playing a game, right? I mean, and that was on a very early version of Unreal. So, it improved. So I can't really wait to see like these proper next-gen games. And early Unreal Engine 5 games look okay, but like I said, they were mainly made by smaller developers, and for the most part they would be projects kind of created in Unreal Engine 4 and then ported to Unreal Engine 5. So these kind of exports or ports from one version to the other doesn't always take full advantage of the new version, right? So that's why we see what we see. But Unreal Engine 5 has been out for like 3-4 years now. So I think it's about time we're going to start seeing more and more like a proper Unreal Engine 5 games, not just exports. So anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.